Well, let's talk about the Game Awards that happened last week, and then we'll talk about exclusivity and how Microsoft and PlayStation both seem to be abandoning the idea of what it means to be exclusive, but we've known that for some time. Welcome back to the Game News Show. We'll get started right into some freebies coming up from EA Play. This is courtesy of Xbox Wire talking about enjoy a rewards and gift filled holiday season this month with EA Play. Apparently, there's just some free stuff. I don't know if this is DLCs or full games, but from this picture, we've got Battlefront 2, Titanfall 2, Battlefield 2042 Elite Upgrade, Battlefield 1 Revolution, some PGA Tour points, a Sims Stuff Pack, Need for Speed Unbound Palace Upgrade, Skate 3, probably full edition, and Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 Deluxe Edition. So over a span of 10 days, members can score big by unwrapping digital gifts in the form of fan favorite EA titles and content, including Battlefield 1, Revolution, and all the stuff I just read. And then there's some other things here. Let's see what we got. EA Play members, EA Sports WRC is now in the playlist, meaning if you have your EA Play subscription, which you get through Game Pass Ultimate, or you can subscribe to it separately if you're on PlayStation, don't have Game Pass. But yeah, you can get a World Rally Championship, which looks cool. Rally games used to be fun. A demo of Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and then a bunch of DLC, cosmetic, and currency rewards for EA games, like stuff in Apex and Battlefield and whatnot. So that's cool. Free games is always nice. Epic's been giving away some good games, and so has I don't know who else. We'll talk about PlayStation Plus in a moment. But anyway, let's move on to our next thing. Insider Gaming, did you guys see this last week? Dbrand leaks official Nintendo Switch 2 design. So they tweeted this picture out that was just like, here's the Switch 2, but this is the case. This is probably what the Switch 2 is going to look like. And people weren't sure if it was real. And then now it looks like the Switch, but roundier, less rectangly. I don't know how to describe it. But yes, the Switch 2 is what's in the case in their animations on their website. And it is what it is. You know, Dbrand don't care. You guys have ever seen any of their tweets or marketing? It's all insanity and like edgy company does edgy things. It's usually pretty funny though. But yeah, so that's what the Switch 2 looks like. I'm still kind of, it's kind of hidden behind this shell. It looks like the screen sits inward a little bit. I can't fully tell from this image. But okay, thanks Dbrand for spoiling that for everybody. Moving on, let's look at our PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium for December. A really good month. Sonic Frontiers, Forspoken, Rabbids, which I don't know. Rabbids is hit or miss. Like if you still play Rabbids, enjoy. It's Mario Party with Rayman Rabbids. World Rally Championship Generations, Fist, Forge, and Shadow Torch. I think Sonic Frontiers is just worth it. It's a fun game. It's really, really fun. Open world Sonic with some really challenging like speed run levels that are just fun to play. And yeah, I played through most of it. I did that off stream last year, maybe. I never fully finished it. The DLC came out that it was all free, which was awesome. Like the game got story expansion, totally free. Just download it and play it. But yeah, it's cool. I've wanted to try Forspoken. So if you've got PlayStation Plus, Premium, or Extra, enjoy these games. It's a sweet update for December. If you haven't played Sonic Frontiers yet, definitely the best way to try it. All right, let's talk about the Game Awards 2024 winners, the full list. It's in the books. All right, so here's the winners. Let's just talk about it. IGN posted this. I'm not really into their editorializing here. I just wanted to look at it and comment on each thing. Game of the Year, Astrobot being the winner. Cool. Astrobot looks like a great game, and I would like to play it. Balatro is really fun and did win elsewhere. Black Myth Wukong got completely snubbed. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree should not have been in for Game of the Year at all. And Metaphor Refantasio, however you say it, cool. GG's that they even got nominated for Game of the Year along with the other stuff. Best Game Direction, Astrobot. Again, Black Myth Wukong got completely snubbed, but that's fine. I'm glad Astrobot won because it's a good game. I'm glad it wasn't the DLCs. And the same thing here. This is a remake. Like, why is Rebirth in the running? I just don't see it. Anyway, I guess for game direction, it makes more sense because it's, a direction. But again, this is a DLC. This wasn't a new game. This is add-on content for an existing game. Best narrative. We got Metaphor Re Fantasio. There's an N in there? No, they mistyped it. Ooh, IGN. I'm telling on you. All right. Anyway, best narrative. I mean, the other contenders were probably also good. Silent Hill 2 being in there as a remake, but Rebirth is also in there. So sure, Rebirth is at least telling a varied story, and I guess in that argument, it's not fully remake. Either way. All right, best art direction. Metaphor, winner. Cool. Beat out Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring's DLC, and a game called Neva. Neva? I don't know. Best score in music, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It feels kind of broken because it's a rehashing of an existing soundtrack with maybe some new stuff thrown in. I don't know. I'm guessing. I probably just made a bunch of Final Fantasy fans mad, but that's okay. Best audio design, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. That's cool because they put a lot of work into that. Call of Duty, the sound it's loud. That's what that game is. Astrobot, probably. It's got some cool noises. But cool. Hellblade 2 won. Best performance, Hellblade 2's lead lady. Cool. The other nominees, good job getting nominated. Innovation and accessibility, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Did not see that coming. And I thought other games had done more in accessibility this year, but they're not even on this list. So wild. Games for Impact, Neva. Don't even know what this is. I've never seen this game that I can recall. So cool. Best ongoing game. This is the one I have a bigger problem with, the game of the year. Because you have in the nominees Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 15, 16, 16, 17, 14. That's what that is. Roman numerals are hard, chat. All right. Fortnite, and then Helldivers 2. So of those games, Helldivers 2 came out this year. That is a game that came out this year. How can it be ongoing? It hasn't even had a full 12 months on the market. Right? Like, didn't that am I wrong here? I could be. Maybe it came out before this year, but it feels like we started talking about it about the same time we were talking about Pal World. So all I'm saying is these games have been out a lot longer. With like the closest thing being Diablo 4 probably because it came out last year, but like late last year if I remember right. The rest of these, the other 3 nominees have years of service and ongoingness to them. So that's just weird to me. I mean, good for Helldivers 2. The dev team, maybe they deserve some accolades. Like the game still seems good. The player counts have kind of fallen off recently, but they're trying, so maybe there's that. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3. No surprise there. They have really been a community driven game, and the Baldur's Gate community, the devs and such are really responsive to them and the fans, and that's cool. It makes sense. These other nominees, I mean, No Man's Sky, maybe because of all the free stuff that they do and updates, but that's to the game itself and not necessarily the community directly. Best indie game, Balatro. Yay, it won because Balatro is really fun and addicting in a weird way. It's fun. I've been playing on Apple Arcade. Totally worth playing. Best debut indie game, Balatro. Yay, it won again because it's an indie game and it's awesome. The other nominees are also really cool. Same here, except I don't know what Neva is. I don't know what UFO 50 is. Is that the 50 games? They were like unique because that was cool. And Animal Well looks really neat. I was watching a few streamers play through that. I had no idea what was going on, but it looked cool. Whatever they were doing. Best mobile game, Balatro. Hey, that's awesome because the Apple Arcade version is how I'm playing it, and it's really fun. TCG Pocket, awesome, good job. These 2 gotcha games, neat. And AFK Journey was actually kind of fun. We played that earlier this year. We had the Stream Elements sponsorship deal. That was fun. But Balatro, look at that. Took 3 indie awards, 2 indie awards and a mobile game award. All right, let's move on. Best VR AR, Batman Arkham Shadow, sweet. Apparently it's really good. I'm so out of the loop with VR and it's okay. That's fine by me. Best action game, Black Myth Wukong. Of the options here, this is a first person shooter. That's not an action game. I don't. Helldivers is third person. Stellar Blade should be in the running, and Warhammer Space Marine 2, 40K Space Marine 2, also a first person shooter. I don't consider those action games, but sure. Good job, Black Myth Wukong. Action adventure game, Astrobot. Yay, they did it. You know, like I did not watch this show much at all. Best RPG. Metaphor. Got best RPG. Cool. Because is Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree an RPG? I thought Souls like was more of a or Souls games were more of an action game than an RPG. Interesting. Best fighting game, Tekken 8. Weird. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero should have gotten it, but that's just my opinion, man. Multiverses being in here is laughable because what? That game relaunched this year. Best family game, Astrobot. These other Nintendo games, I mean, they're good. You know, like they're Nintendo games. They're always going to be good. But Astrobot getting attention, that's good. You know. Best sim strategy game, Frostpunk 2. That's cool. I don't know a thing about sim or strategy games. Sports game, EA Sports FC 25. This is EA's soccer game without the FIFA license. A lot of drama with that. Best multiplayer game, Helldivers 2. Beat out Call of Duty, Mario Party, Jamboree, Tekken, and 40K Space Marine 2. Which they typed 40K here, but they typed 40,000. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not going to be super critical. All right, best adaptation. Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles. Oh, these are like TV shows. Like a Dragon, Yakuza, Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft, Fallout 1, because, you know, it was good. I guess. I haven't watched it. Knuckles was not entertaining to me. As much as I love Sonic and the movies and the games and just everything Sonic related, the Knuckles TV show I did not enjoy. All right, most anticipated game, GTA 6. Of course. Of course. I feel like this one would have been close though. If Grand Theft Auto had not been in this list, Metroid Prime would have won it. Content Creator of the Year, Queso, of course. Best esports game, League of Legends. Sure. Best esports athlete, Faker. Don't know. Best esports team, T1. Interesting. All right, well that's the awards. But let's go to the announcements. That's our next topic here. The announcements, which is really why everybody watches the Game Awards. Most of us viewers and gamers aren't there to clap at home or wherever just to watch, you know, Astrobot get awarded. We want to watch what new things are going to be announced. And so I don't know what order this is in, but Naughty Dog heads to space with Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. This one looked interesting. I don't know. We're probably not going to watch all the trailers tonight. I'm going to be honest. Some of them are M-rated. Some of them I don't have much interest in. This game looks okay. I don't know. I need to see more. But the use of real-world brands with a future theme gives me like a Blade Runner, old 80s kind of sci-fi vibe. And I dig that. But I don't know. I need to see more on the game. Okami 2. I didn't play the first Okami, but it is highly recommended to play it if you like Zelda. That may be something we play in the future because the sequel is coming. I thought that was cool. Witcher 4, which we kind of knew was coming eventually. So that's neat. That's got its own controversy behind it, but we're not a controversy channel here. We're a chill vibes game news channel. Elden Ring Night Rain standalone co-op spinoff. This one looks cool because it's co-op Elden Ring. That might get me to play Elden Ring in some aspect. I don't want to play games that are designed to make me mad. So I have not tried Dark Souls or Elden Ring ever. But this one's co-op, so that might be fun. And apparently you can play it solo or with up to 2 other people. So it's a 3-player co-op from what I read. I don't know. Project Robot. This looked cool. I watched a trailer for this. This is from the people that made Shadow, the Colossus, and Ico. And this looks cool. I don't know what happened in this teaser, but it felt like art, and I enjoyed it. And then I think that's it. Well, okay. Never mind. Mafia, the Old Country. Looks cool. I've never played Mafia, so I don't know. Dispatch. I did not watch this trailer. I don't know a thing about this. Split Fiction comes from the people that made It Takes Two. Seems like a cool game, another co-op game. Looks kind of neat. Capcom bringing back Onimusha. I remember those being huge in the PS2 days. Outer Worlds 2. This looks cool. The first Outer Worlds was fun, and I'm glad the sequel is official. Last of Us Part 2 coming to PC. I guess that deserves its own announcement trailer. But same with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, also coming to PC. We knew about these games coming to PC, but it's a big deal, I guess. Final Fantasy 16's Clive Rossfield is joining Tekken 8. That's kind of neat. Borderlands 4 gameplay revealed. Neat. We kind of expected that. Sega is bringing back Virtua Fighter, which is awesome. Virtua Fighter was a lot of fun back in the day. Project Century from the Yakuza studio. Sonic game coming out, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Actually, the trailer for this was kind of neat. It's a 30-second teaser with Shadow, because this is like the fearless year of Shadow or whatever Sega wanted to do to, I don't know, sell us on Shadow that is already more liked than I think Sonic himself these days. Turok returning as a co-op dinosaur hunting action game, ditching first person. Looks kind of cool. Just the fact that we're getting a new Turok game is enough to be excited for. Hopefully it's fun. Ninja Gaiden returns as a side scroller called Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Cool. That's probably going to be rage inducing in and of itself, but I like the old Ninja Gaiden games. As much as I don't like Dark Souls, I played Ninja Gaiden quite a bit. Never finished it. Barely got past some of the intro sections, but still had fun. Thick as Thieves, first look, it takes the spirit of classic Thief and makes it multiplayer. So that's kind of cool. I don't know what to say about that. Some of these I just did not watch the trailers for. Slay the Spire 2. Cool. I hear the first one's good. A lot of people have asked if I've played it. I'm like, no. Why would you think I have? Secret Level Pac-Man episode is getting turned into a Metroidvania. So that's interesting. That looks kind of scary. Developer of Sifu making a multiplayer soccer game. Interesting. Power World got an expansion announcement. Fay Break. Also neat for Power World. I haven't touched Power World since January. Dave the Diver got some DLC expansion. In the Jungle. Neat. And that's it, I believe. I don't know. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Is that announced? This is weird. This just ends developing an Epic Tale Awakes. Is that the next article? I don't know. IGN, dude, fix this website layout. It's confusing. All right, let's move on to our next topic here. All right. Switch Pirate dodges Nintendo's multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Okay, I saw this and I was like, oh, did they drop the lawsuit? Did this change? No. The streamer, pirater, Target, has been dodging the notices of being served papers. Like, hey, you got to show up in court. Has not received a single notice that they tried to deliver to him. He has been dodging them left and right. It is truly a sight to behold. I am very impressed. Apparently, there's been like 5 or 6 different attempts to serve him papers, and he has not been able to do that. One thing I thought was funny, yes, here it says Nintendo has gone to great effort and exercised extreme due diligence in seeking to serve Mr. Kagan, attempting service at 5 different addresses he is associated with. He isn't just ignoring, he appears to be doubling down on trash talking Nintendo and the associated law firms assisting with the case. Dude's playing with fire here. See, he's like just been kind of going after it. But Nintendo argues that serving via Kagan's relatives is now appropriate given the streamer's apparent evasion tactics and his repeated, clear, demonstrated knowledge of the lawsuit. The court will now need to review and decide whether to approve this motion for serving Kagan's relatives. And it seems like they're considering like mom, girlfriend, or grandmother as valid like targets for this. But like the dude's like, I file for bankruptcy, Nintendo gets nothing, and at the very least I'm now forever infamous in the gaming world. And it's like, dude, you are literally being like an idiot at this point. You Nintendo's got their sights set on you. They're not letting up, bro. So, interesting that the dude, it's not that I was kind of hopeful. I was like, oh, Nintendo's like changed their mind. No, Nintendo has not changed their mind. They're trying to double down on this. Dude's just being a ninja and avoiding being served papers, which I guess tells you like, hey, you can get away with anything as long as you don't get caught and served. I suppose. I don't know. I'm not condoning illegal activity. I'm just saying Nintendo can't move forward unless he receives paperwork. What a time to be alive. All right, let's move on to our next topic. That was short. I just thought it was funny. All right, let's talk about Xbox exclusivities. Microsoft reportedly regrets Hellblade 2 exclusivity. Fable may arrive on PS5. This is from Muhammad Ali Bari on Twisted Voxel. Microsoft is reportedly regretting keeping Ninja Theory's Senua Saga Hellblade 2 console exclusive to Xbox, while Fable may arrive on PS5. Game journalist and Xbox 2 podcast host Jez Corden took to Twitter to respond to a post that questioned the point of keeping Hellblade 2, Avowed, and South of Midnight console exclusive to Xbox. He shared that heard Microsoft consider Senua Saga Hellblade 2 exclusivity a mistake, and he believes the software giant won't repeat the same mistake with Fable by not bringing it to PS5. I can see Fable hitting PS5. At this point, I'm feeling like console exclusivity is just going to be Nintendo's thing. You have to buy the Nintendo product to play the Nintendo games. According to Corden, Fable is a monstrously expensive budget. He said that the action role-playing game might not be day one, but it'll come to PS5 eventually with Microsoft's current plan in place, which involves bringing all first-party titles to PlayStation over time. He further stated that the reason Microsoft isn't more transparent about its plans is because it doesn't want to mandate it on its studios that aren't yet set up for simultaneous multi-platform development. That said, he firmly believes that the era of Xbox having permanent console exclusives is over. First four Xbox first-party titles were Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded Pentiment. Previously known insider, that guy, took to Twitter to share that they know 4 Xbox exclusives will go multi-platform in the near future. Jess Corden correctly revealed that one of them is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Meanwhile, regarding the possibility of Forza Horizon 5 arriving on PS5, Corden said the Playground Games racing title may ultimately get ported, but it won't be happening anytime soon. And I find that interesting. If what we're seeing from Xbox, where they're saying this is an Xbox, that ridiculous ad campaign, we may see them have a picture of a PS5 and saying this is an Xbox, and you just connect your Xbox account to your PlayStation account, and that's all she wrote. At that point, they're gonna sell a ton of games because people will buy stuff. I'll buy Halo on PlayStation just to say, hey, I got Halo on PlayStation. What a time to be alive. However, does Microsoft put as much effort into their own consoles? Well, they could, because the Surface still exists, but I also bought a Microsoft Band and a Zune. So I don't know what happens if they're like, oh, we're just not selling enough Xboxes. The money's got to go somewhere, and we're tired of spending it on Xboxes that ain't selling. So Xbox as a platform becomes a thing, and then there's no hardware, and suddenly now it's down to Sony and Nintendo to make good hardware. Steam, I wish I could have found the article before tonight. Steam is apparently going to be releasing something next year, but it's all rumors and speculation, which just doesn't bode well for actual game news. But that's kind of my take on it. Is if Microsoft starts pushing everything multi-platform, which why wouldn't they? They can make tons more money, and they have to really make money now that they own Activision. So they can't just release a game and go, yeah, it sold okay for us. No, every game that they put out has to sell really, really well, or they're going to start closing studios down left and right. And mark my words, it's already been a bad year in gaming. So next year is going to have a ton of Microsoft releases on PlayStation, and people aren't going to be happy, but I think that's okay. We talked about it last week. They're taking on a case-by-case basis. But it'll be okay. Everybody will be all right. All right, let's move on to our next topic. More PlayStation exclusives are coming to Xbox next year, it's claimed. This is from Mike Straw over at Insider Gaming. Xbox owners could be getting their hands on more PlayStation exclusive games in 2025. In a new report from Jez Corden, popular guy over on Windows Central, sources have told him that there will be more unannounced than previously PlayStation exclusive games coming to Xbox Series X and S this year. Next year? Next year. News of PlayStation exclusives coming to Xbox shouldn't surprise anyone. Over recent years, both sides have continued to release games on the competing platforms. Recently, Genshin Impact finally made its debut on Xbox after being console exclusive to PlayStation since 2020. Another PlayStation exclusive, Predator Hunting Grounds, released on Xbox in 2024 after 4 years as a Sony exclusive. What did that happen? Predator Hunting Grounds came out? I don't even remember that game coming out. Anyway, as of now, it's unclear if Gordon is referring to first party or third party games making their way to Microsoft's consoles. And then talks about Indiana Jones on the other side of the coin. Here's what I hope. I hope their multiplayer live service titles totally hit up Xbox. Helldivers would do really well on Xbox. I hope Square Enix releases Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth on Xbox, because that would be great to be able to, just play those on what, just if you only have an Xbox, you could play all the Final Fantasies. I just think that's great. Same thing with Final Fantasy 16. That needs to come to Xbox. Everything else Final Fantasy has been coming out. Square Enix even put Kingdom Hearts, which we thought for years would never go multi-platform. Kingdom Hearts is on PC and Xbox now. So I could see more of these third-party exclusives that just have traditionally skipped Xbox start coming to Xbox just for the extra sales. But curious, because people are like, well, why would an Xbox exist? And then if this rumor is true, it's like, well, then there's reason for Xbox to exist. There are people playing on both platforms that just prefer an Xbox controller, or their digital library is tied to their Xbox account, which is kind of the camp I'm in at this point. Most of my digital games are Xbox. So I'll keep buying Xbox hardware so long as I can access those games. If those get taken away, well, then it doesn't really matter what I buy, right? So that's where we're at. PlayStation games coming to Xbox would be good for everybody that has an Xbox, just like Xbox games going to PlayStation are good for everybody that has a PlayStation, just from the gamer perspective. So I think it's cool. Interesting to talk about. Exclusivity is going to become a thing of the past, like I said. And that's okay. That's, we're not benefiting, and it helps the studios stay open, which again, 2024 has been a pretty bad year for game dev studios. So if you want those to stay open, you should just have the games available on as many platforms as possible to reach the maximum number of players that would be interested. All right, let's move on. In our last news article, Overwatch 2 6v6 experiment. So they did their first 6v6, which was basically, this is how Overwatch 1 launched. Overwatch 2's next 6v6 experiment is the 2-2-2 role queue. So 2 tank, 2 healer, 2 damage? I can't remember what they called it. But anyway, the reason I bring this up is because they're dabbling in this, but people want 6v6 to come back. So why wouldn't they just do 6v6 and just go, look, we screwed up. 5v5 was a mistake. It's not fun. It's hyper competitive. But even the competitive teams don't really like 5v5. We're going back to 6v6. We're making the game fun again. Please come back and stop playing Marvel Rivals for like 10 minutes. We promise you'll enjoy it. That's all they need to do. But I think it's too late. Marvel Rivals is out. And yeah, it's too good. It's too good. I think actually I have one more story about Marvel Rivals after this. I don't know if it made it to the list, but anyway. Very interesting that they just haven't put 6v6 back in permanently. But here we are. They're trying to see how much 6v6 and what modifications can they make to it before it's not fun, I guess. Hopefully that's not the case. Keep it good. Please keep it good, All right. Let's move on. Here we go. I did have a Marvel Rival story. Sorry, it wasn't our last news story. This is our last news story. Marvel Rivals reveals Winter Celebration event. The only reason I'm pointing this one out, because normally these events are kind of small, and this one especially is kind of small. The skins look cool. But this game just launched and is already like, here's our winter event. Here's some winter skins. We've come up with a new mode where everyone plays Jeff the Land Shark, but it's Splatoon in Marvel Rivals. And this game is hopefully making big moves. It's so fun. You guys have caught streams of me playing it. I'm enjoying it. I hope it sticks around. As long as they need to add cross progression. I want to be able to log in on my PlayStation and get that Scarlet Spider skin. That's all I'm saying. Is that too much to ask? Maybe. But the trailer was adorable. Jeff the Land Shark getting his own little mode, and the winter skins look good. I mean, you guys can kind of see this image here. We've got this icy venom, magic looking like she's going skiing, Jeff in his little winter clothes, Rocket looking like a Santa Claus, and then a Christmas tree Groot. It looks good. I'm excited for it. I'm not gonna buy any of these skins, but I might. Like there's a chance. Anyway, all right, and then last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with: what's the best PlayStation logo? And I'll make it big so we can all look at it. Best PlayStation logo. Let me know in chat. Let me know in the comments. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, PS3. So that's Spider-Man font in 2007, or the curvy, more modern font in 2009. PS4 or PS5. And I think the PS2 has the best one. I think that is an iconic logo. I do like the Spider-Man 3 PlayStation 3. I like that PlayStation is spelled out. I like that the Spider-Man font got used on the hardware. I think that's great. But I think PS2 is iconic. It kept the typeface from fully spelling out PlayStation from PS1, but the PS2 like acronym, shortening, abbreviation, whatever it's called, it looks really good. It's all futuristic. It's kind of boxy, sleek. That gradient from purple to I could talk about it. I don't need to talk. You guys can look at it. I think it's the best one. So I'm going with PS2. You don't like the weird S they're doing? Yeah, it is a weird S. The more you look at it, it's like, what is happening? It's like an S that's uncurling. But I do like the numbers on the modern PlayStation logos. I think the numbers look cool, but you're right. The S is weird. The fact that they brought the PlayStation symbol back into the branding is interesting. I don't think they necessarily lost it for PS3, but it was definitely de-emphasized. So, interesting. All right. That's where the game news is going to end, guys. Thanks for hanging out and checking out the news with me this week. Next week, are we doing a game news show? I don't know, because Tuesday is Christmas Eve and Wednesday is Christmas Day, and I don't think you guys are going to be watching it. It's like an inchworm doing the Egyptian dance. Agreed. It's a weird S, and it's not a weird S like we used to draw in junior high. It's just a weird S in general. But so I don't know what we're gonna do. We may do something Monday and just leave it live and just post it kind of raw. I don't know though. Let me know in comments what you think we should do for game news. I doubt there's gonna be any major drops over the holiday week here in the States. And with that, that's where I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna go play Fortnite now. See you guys. Have a great week. Thanks for checking out the video. Hit like and subscribe. Bye.